Good morning, YouTubers. T Square with T Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today, going to do something a little bit different. I think this is going to help out get some more people on track of what's actually going on. I've had a lot of questions about a bunch of different things, and I said, I haven't really shot a video using the computer in a while, and this way it gives you the ability to see what I'm seeing, and then not having it be a live stream makes it to where I can kind of keep focus and kind of move along a little bit smoother and quicker, because I always feel bad when I'm doing a live stream and I can't keep up with the comments, or I can't pronounce someone's name, or whatever the case may be. So I wanted to do something a little bit different today and kind of show you guys some of the stuff that I'm looking at and why I am looking at it. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me. It helps me out more than you know. It's real easy to do. All you got to do is just when you click on a video, you will see the thumbs up right below the video. As you can see right here, 131 thumbs up. It really does help out the channel more than you know. And so I ask that you guys do that. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, take a quick minute, hit that subscribe button. It helps out more than you know. And if you're not a member and you'd like to become a member, it's super easy to join. You can see the join button over here from our main page, join right here. Or even under each video, you can see where it does say join right next to T Square Talk. You can see it right there, join analytics. So it will be the join button. It is only $1.99 to become a member, and a lot of great perks come with that. Every month we do some sort of a live stream where we give away a really cool prize. Sometimes we use a football game to do it. Sometimes we use a live wheel. A lot of cool prizes that we do, and every month we do it. And this previous month it was Jinx 666 that became our winner. So with that being said, I don't want this to go too long. I want to jump right into what I want to talk about today. Now, like I said, it's a bunch of different topics. Oh, one last thing. I got to say this. When you come to the main home page, I have had a lot of people in the previous video saying, what? You talked about prepping? If you go to my main... what's going on? Okay. If you go to my main page and you scroll down, I don't know if you can do this from a phone, but you can see a lot of my previous videos that I have put up. And I've done a lot over the years, whether it's tips on barbecuing, whether it's package openings, whether it's prepping, raising chickens, homesteading, coin roll hunting. This was an awesome box. 109 silver half dollars in that box. A lot of how-to cooking videos, a lot of full cooking meal videos. So we cover a lot of content. But today we're sticking to precious metals. And I've been doing a lot more precious metals right now because I think it's a huge opportunity for people to really, I'm going to say really make a lot of money. And I'm going to explain some of the stuff that I'm looking at and why I think that there is a huge opportunity right now. Taking a look right now. You got gold trading at $2,652. And over the last year, you can see the gradual climb. We've been talking more and more about this. You actually had it trading at $2,800, but then we had a little bit of a pullback. $150 in gold is not that big of a deal. You can see moves $50 in one day. We've seen the even bigger actually, but we'll stick with an average. I shouldn't say average, a more realistic in one day. On top of that, silver, you take a look at a 1-year chart on silver, and we're at $30 right now. Well, actually, hold on here. Let me take that back. Oh, we are at $30. Oh, wow. Okay, I thought that was actually a mistake when I looked at it. I thought it was 29 something. I guess we had a good last week. Let's see what it did last week. Went up a 0.67%. So that's a pretty good move actually the other day. But the markets are closed today. It is Saturday morning. But when you look at a 1-year chart, you can see a lot of people are sitting here telling you, oh, you're never going to make money off silver. You're never going to make money off gold. Put your money in cryptos. Now, I've talked about this time and time again. I think cryptos are a great speculative asset, and I know some people want to tell you that silver is speculative. Maybe you might be able to convince some people that gold is a store of wealth, but the thing is, it's all a store of wealth. whether it's silver, whether it's gold. Why? Because it has been money forever. It doesn't really rely on any other third party. If you hold your silver, you hold your gold, you hold your wealth, essentially. And so that's why, essentially, I like it. I like knowing that it's mine, and that's the end of it. Moving on real quick, what I want to talk to a little bit about is obviously unemployment numbers. We did have the unemployment numbers recently ticking up. We are at 4.3%, and as you know, that obviously does signal a slowdown in the economy. Now, I'm convinced we have had a slowdown in the economy for a little while now. However, some people are still in denial about that, and depending on which camp you're in, I will say inflation, it's still high. It doesn't feel like it's made any progress, but that's only because we've been paying so much for so long, essentially. I mean, you go to the grocery store, everything feels like it's up. And in some cases, I talked to one business, and they told me that they didn't want to raise the prices at first, but then they just had to. And I would expect to see more and more of this as time goes on. But even when you look at the majority of the charts, it's not just gold and silver that experienced a little bit of a pullback. We've seen copper have a little bit of a pullback. We've seen soybeans. We've seen corn. We've seen cotton. Almost every industry, wheat, coffee, oats, sugar, everything has had a little bit of a pullback. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't look at little bit of a pullbacks as a good thing or a bad thing. I think pullbacks are just temporary noise. And temporary noise, the reason you're seeing a lot of these pullbacks right now is because inflation, it's scaring people. A lot of people have slowed down on spending. As you know, a lot of people have slowed down on buying even gold and silver. A lot of the coin stores are telling you that they're having a little bit more in stock. However, you've got countries like China, India, importing more and more gold, silver, precious metals because they understand this is temporary. It's temporary noise. And I know a lot of people are like, no, you should put your money in Bitcoin. I always laugh when I hear that because Bitcoin is essentially, I'm not going to say it's an all-time high because it's not. It had a, $15,000 pullback. It was up to 108,000. I think we're at roughly 98 right now. That's still a good pullback. However, I'm expecting, now that's still really high. Silver, I got to say though, when you look at silver, I mean, silver's $30. Its all-time high is like 50. And some people will even say technically it was even higher based on day-to-day trading that doesn't get documented. The numbers that you see here documented, these are closing bell. These are end of the day, basically. What it checked in at the end of the day. But the biggest thing that I really want to talk to about today, because I am kind of trying to round off a bunch of different topics. I have no way, I'm not even time in this video, is I want to talk a little bit about the actual DXY. Some of y'all know what the DXY is, some of you may not. I touched on this in a previous video, but I just kind of glazed over it a little bit. And a lot of people didn't understand, well, what is the DXY? So the DXY is the dollar index. For those people that don't know what that is, the dollar index is a basket of currencies, and it's how the dollar compares to those other currencies. So let's come over here for a minute. For those people that don't know, the 6 components, the major 6 that's compared in the DXY against the dollar is the euro, the Japanese yen, the British pound, the Canadian dollar, the Swedish krona, and the Swiss franc. Now, obviously that means if the other currencies start going down, then it makes the dollar look good. Even if the dollar is going down in value and everything else is going down in value, which one is going down the least? It's comparing these 6 currencies against each other. Almost like if a bunch of people were falling out of a plane. I've used that scenario before. A bunch of us all jump out of a plane. Does it really matter who hits the ground first? I mean, I guess if you're later in the game, you get to see everybody else collapse first. But all that's going to do is put more panic in your mind. And in this case, as you start seeing other currencies collapsing, it's probably going to put panic in a lot of people's mind because they're going to know the inevitable is coming, even for the United States, the US dollar. Now, a lot of people don't fully understand, though, that that's only 6 currencies in the world. Take a look at this right here. This is just a trading platform for people that trade currencies. Some of y'all may have heard about, I'm going to say, because I don't want to get too much into using specific names, but some of you may have heard of people in the world that are high up that kind of bet against certain currencies, and then they want to see disruption. Some people want to say that a lot of these movements that we've seen previously were funded by certain individuals. I'm not really going to get too much into that. That's probably for somebody else to talk about. However, I do want people to understand that there's a lot of currencies in the world. And you can look and see how the dollar is comparing to other currencies, not just the ones that we picked and choose. But the truth of the matter is all fiat currencies are losing value. Now, one thing that I really want to take a quick minute and point out, this is a 1-year chart right here on the US dollar or the DXY. And as you can see, we're going to go back. I came back a year back. So you can see a whole year of its ups and downs. And it's looking pretty strong right now. It was up to 109 yesterday. Now, 109 is really phenomenal. It's high. The dollar is strong is what they're telling you. But here's the biggest thing that I want to get my point across. Let's take a look at about October, sometime in October. Look at what happened. The dollar got weak in October. It got down to 100 points, whereas now it's at 108. Now, I want to jump back over, though, for a quick minute to gold. And this is the 1-year chart. Now, what I want to show you is what happened in October, though. In October, we actually hit the all-time high for gold. Gold hit $2,800. Now, you got to understand, why did it hit the all-time high in October? Well, the dollar was weaker, so it took more dollars to basically buy the gold. If I wanted to trade, we'll say, what's a good way to say this? I was about ready to start comparing stuff, but there's no point in me even comparing. I'm just trying to think of the easiest way to explain this to people about what's going on. Let me go another way. If you look at October, you had the dollar at the lowest point and you had gold at the highest point, then you can start to see the inverse relationship of what your US dollars will buy you. Take a quick look at silver. We've got it set a year out. And look again. It's no coincidence. If you look where my cursor is, you can see that in October, silver hit $35. Why? Because the dollar was the weakest that it's been in a while. Now, let's look at the dollar chart again. So you can see where it was really weak, but then it started getting stronger. And today, we pretty much popped a really nice, I won't say it's a high, but it's definitely a high for the previous year. Could even be a high. Let me see what 5 years looks, 3 years, just out of curiosity. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, you only had it stronger. I mean, we're pretty well getting up there back in 22. And how many of y'all remember 22, the price of silver and gold was cheap. It was already way down there. I mean, you had opportunities to get it as low as what, 1,400, I think, because the dollar was stronger. You could get it. $1 would go a lot further. But the biggest thing that you have to understand is when you look at the DXY and you look at it today, you would think with the dollar being as strong as it is, if it really is strong, then you would think that gold and silver would be cheap. It's not cheap. It's moving up there. $150 off from its all-time high tells me it's just weeks away from a pop. I would not be surprised to see a new all-time high hit within 30 days from today. That means in the first month and a half of this year, we will start to see a pop. Now, we didn't see the pop last year until kind of, towards the end of February, I think? Let's take a look here real quick. Yeah, February 29th. You can see where it started popping right here. Started climbing. It still stayed slightly lower in the beginning, the first month and a half, but then it all of a sudden started popping. The same thing happened with silver. Started popping. And I'm convinced that a lot of big money right now is positioning themselves to buy it up. Big money is in China. Companies like BlackRock, JP Morgan. A lot of times we focus on the manipulation out there. We don't always focus on what's really happening. We just focus on what's making the big news. And you see it all the time. Let's be honest. Let me click this real quick. When I scroll through what types of videos that they think might be interesting to me, I see a lot of, I'll say, noise when I watch a lot of this type of stuff. You know, a lot of crypto talk, a lot of end of the dollar talk, a lot of stuff that gets clicks. And when you think about that, that's not really what people need to be looking at in the short term. People need to just focus on buying when the opportunity is there. Now, I don't specifically tell you where to buy. In fact, I've told you time and time again, if you follow the channel, buy where it's the cheapest. No dealer is going to always have the cheapest price. A lot of companies will offer you promos. Hey, order from us one time and we'll give you an American Silver Eagle at spot. Or order from us for the first time and we'll give you 10 generic ounces at spot. They do this to get you to order from them. And I always have people that leave me comments, hey, check out this website. They're doing 10 ounces at spot, or a 10-ounce bar at spot, or an ounce of gold at spot. There's nothing wrong with looking up these different companies and plucking the deals. Pluck the easy money. That's what I'm going to call it. The easy, cheap money, the low premiums. Premiums will eat you up. I always get asked, is it going to really matter what the premium is when silver and gold do what they are going to do? Well, here's the thing. If you're getting silver for $30 right now, and spot price is $30 right now, and somebody else has silver at $33, okay, you're paying a 10%, basically a 10% premium. That means you need to see silver go up by 10% before you can even potentially break even. Now, a lot of people don't realize this. They just instantly find out, and I'll be honest, even my mom, when she was alive, her first piece of silver, she heard me talking about it. I explained it to her, and she went out and bought some. And in doing that, what happened? She bought some. She bought it at a crazy price, like $80 an ounce. And, you know, they tell you all the good stuff that a lot of dealers will tell you. For example, silver is in short supply. Check. It is in short supply. Silver is getting used up by industrial demand. Check. It is getting used up. Silver will skyrocket in the future. Check. I believe it will skyrocket in the future. And that's why you should pick some up right now. We have these beautiful bars for you for $50, $60, $70. When people find out they need money and they go to sell those bars, and they will someday, they're going to ask someone, hey, I bought these. What do you think? And then they're going to realize that they got ripped off. And they're going to have a really sour taste in their mouth on silver. And these are going to be the people that are going to be talking bad about silver. And what I don't want to see is any subscribers to this channel get taken advantage of, unfortunately. I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to be taken advantage of. Once you realize that, then the big thing is, how do I get my silver as cheap as possible? Now, like I said, I told you time and time again, shop around, look for the deals, don't be afraid. I had someone reach out to me the other day and say, asked me if I would sell some of my D-Day rounds. Some of y'all know, some people call it a round, some people call it a coin. I guess it really depends who you talk to. But it is classified as a coin. But needless to say, they wanted to get some. And they knew that I had bought a bunch. And I do buy a bunch because I hook up a lot of other friends that are stackers. And by hook up, I basically will order a big lot sometimes and then divvy it up. I might have one friend that wants to buy a whole tube of it. I might have another friend that wants to buy 5 of them, whatever. Well, at this point in time, I don't have extras that I'm willing to let go. I got my own tube, and that's it. Now, with that being said, I sent the person a couple of links. A link for 5 of them. He said he needed 4. I sent him a link for 5 of them, and then I found him a link and I sent it for 10 of them. Obviously, the more ounces you're willing to buy online is going to put you in a better position if you buy from an online dealer. But I will be honest with you, you can probably get some of your best deals at a coin shop, especially now. These people are swimming in inventory. Why? Because more and more people are having a hard time, and there's a lot of nonsense on the internet right now that says silver's going to go to 25, silver's going to go to 20. That's all nonsense to me. It's noise. And once you realize that's just noise and that's probably not going to happen, you understand you can get some deals. I mean, Silver Eagles right now, there's not a huge premium on them right now. Why? Because they've lost a lot of their popularity temporarily. Big money is following what mainstream is saying. Mainstream is saying we're going to see a big pullback in precious metals. Now, do I like seeing cheaper prices? Of course I do. I can stack more. But I mean, when you look at what's going on now over just the last, I mean, you're not seeing, we've seen it a lot lower. Let me put it that way. But we're starting to maybe see a little bit of a consolidation, a little bit of a dip. $30 is by nowhere high, and where it's at, you're still seeing in just the last month, we're still seeing a little bit of a dip, but we're seeing more of a flat line process right now. The same flat line that we seen at the beginning of last year. As you can see right here, just before it just started going up higher and higher. Now, how high did it go? It went up to 32.50, and then all of a sudden, manipulation tried setting in. And then, they pulled it down a little bit. They pulled it down to $27 basically. So think about that. There was a lot of people out there that bought at $32.50, and then they saw it go down to $27. They were complaining online. I can tell you that. A lot of them. I'm glad I sold mine at $32 because now it's coming down. Okay, how many of them bought back in though to ride the wave back up? I mean, because each time it pushes through a little bit higher. The next time it started going up again, it didn't stop at 32.50. It went all the way to 35. And I'm convinced the next time it goes up, it's not just going to stop at 35. It's probably going to push into 40. Now, some people out there think that's not possible, but it doesn't take that long before you start seeing a trend of an uphill pattern. Now, well, here's the thing. A lot of people are going to say, well, what happened here? When you max it out, you go all the way back. I mean, silver took a big beating. What happened here? Silver went up during the housing crisis. It overshot what it should have been valued. But what else happened? You had the bank bailouts. When you have big banks getting bailed out with huge amounts of money, those banks are putting that money on short positions against silver. It overshot. And I've always said, just like a beach ball under the pool. You hold it down. You can't hold it forever. When it comes up with a lot of force. Now, if I saw silver today at $50, would I think that's too high? Not for the amount of money that's in the system now. I should have pulled up the U.S. debt clock is what I should have pulled up so I could show you guys U.S. debt clock. So I could show you guys what's going on with this. Look at how fast this is going up. We're over $36 trillion now, $36.3 trillion. It's going up faster and faster and faster. And you're just seeing a lot of red on here now. A lot of red. Red is not good. Anybody that does accounting, we don't have any surpluses very much right now. And then the part that I really like the best is when you come down here to the lower right-hand side, you start to see stuff like dollar to gold, dollar to silver, paper to silver. I mean, paper to silver is showing 380 right now to 1. Paper to gold is showing 126 to 1. We know there's a lot of paper manipulation. We've covered that in many videos, and I may cover that again in a future video because I know this video is probably getting a little bit long, but I really wanted to have some different stuff covered in today's video so you guys could get a little bit more of an understanding on what's really going on, and it puts confidence back in you to keep looking for the deals. I'm not telling you guys run out and buy overpriced silver. In fact, this is the absolute worst time to buy anything overpriced. Do I think it's going to go up? Yes. Is it a guarantee? Nothing's guaranteed in life. However, I would expect that silver's going to go up, but I don't want to give away my later profits to somebody else today. I want it the cheapest I can get it today. That's what I'm looking for. That way I can make the most profits later. And once you realize that, that's the name of the game. So go out, look for deals. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just telling you my opinion. It's not financial advice, nor should it be considered as such. If you enjoyed today's video, please help me out. Hit that subscribe button. I can't stress how much it helps me out. Share a video. If you like this video, share it on your Facebook. Share it in your news feeds. It really does help me out. We're trying to focus on growing the channel. You can see I'm putting up a lot of short videos right now. Why? Because I'm really trying to make a run and essentially make a push. And so that's why you're seeing so many short videos out there right now. I mean, just in the last 2 days, I think all these videos went up. So with that being said, I'm still a little channel. I am growing. Consider becoming a member. And thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. And leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. Bye-bye.